But
Okay, three,
okay.
2, 1. Okay, did you clap? I have
Yeah.
no idea.
Did you clap?
Okay, good. I did.
That was
Great.
cool. That's the first time I've done that.
It's a good idea. Just especially when you have like more than one person, probably won't matter,
Yeah. I get what you mean.
it's good to
I'll
be-
just line it up.
It's good to be safe.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me if I cut out again, please.
All right. It might just be my internet too.
Yeah, possibly. We are. Yeah, that's the other thing about Australia. There's no internet here.
Oh shit! I didn't think about that.
Yeah, it's just like a desert wasteland. Occasionally, there's a fire. Mad Max cars fly by.
Do you like living in Australia?
No, it's not too bad. I mean, we don't have the. I assume you're American.
Yeah, I live in
Whereabouts? Where?
California, Los Angeles.
Ah, right. The devil's anus.
Yeah.
Right in there in the heart of Satan. LA's the only place. California's the only state I've been to in the US, and LA's the only city. So,
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
How was it when you visited?
It was okay. I went there for E3 years ago, and that was a lot of fun because I got invited with Microsoft. I won this competition.
Oh, that's cool. Was it because of your YouTube channel?
Yeah. Well, I sort of hadn't even started the channel. I had, but it was like very small, and I sort of just won this thing, and that launched my channel because I went with some other bigger YouTubers, like if you know Max Mofo and iDubbbz was there.
That's cool.
Yeah, he had 100K subs at the time. I hadn't seen a single video of his. It was pretty funny.
Did you get to meet them or no?
Yeah, no, I hung out with them. Like it was Max's competition. Like this is how my channel started. I don't know if people would be interested in this. I don't know where you're like uploading this, if it's like on your thing.
It's going to be on
people probably just
YouTube and Spotify.
Okay, because compared to like, Come Town, I am just not funny at all.
Yeah, no, it's not trying to be funny. It's just talking, basically.
Just hanging out.
Kind of like discount Joe Rogan,
Well, I'll try and find some shrooms. Give me 5 minutes. It's the wet season. I'll go have a look around and see what I can find and come back.
Tell me the story.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I think I had like 2K subs at the time, and Max was doing this competition with Microsoft to take someone to E3, literally like a fan contest. And I was lucky. I made a funny video, and he saw it, and Microsoft saw it, and they liked it. And yeah, I won, and I got to go there for, I think it was a week or 2 weeks, and went to all the Microsoft E3 stuff and all the parties. My God. A lot of money in the video game industry that I didn't really know how big it was, especially like, living in Australia all my life. I didn't know how much money there was in these media industries, and that was sort of an introduction to that for me. So yeah, sort of the start of what I do. And what I do now is if you ever play like Elder Scrolls games or Fallout games, guys, I just upload memes of that. I basically just fuck around in those games and break them. And yeah, that's my job.
Yeah, I saw one where you did, I think it was in Skyrim, you made the shouts like times 100 or something.
Yeah, that's every video. Every video is just this, like shouts times 100, skooma times 1,000.
Do you ever get tired of making game videos?
No, look, like it's a dream. I love it. I do like it is a little harder to make stuff spontaneously. It takes me a lot longer to make stuff now because I have to sort of invent ways. Like I mod the games to try and make them surprising, which, playing them for a decade is hard. Yeah.
How long have you been doing? Or you've been playing for a decade, but YouTube for how long?
YouTube, I think 2013, but it was like just a hobby. And then I think 2015, I started taking it seriously. So I think about 6 years. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It is, yeah. And like the channels, it's been a grind for me, and we're on I think 459K at the moment. So it's okay. I think like a lot of other people who are a lot smarter than I am, or a lot more, naturally talented, would be doing a lot better. But that's part of the secret with YouTube as well. Like if you just keep going, eventually you'll do fine.
Yeah, like 459,000 people is a lot. It's weird now on YouTube how it's funny when you tell people about like subscriber count, like people consider 1 million subs now to be small somehow, just because there's a lot of people. And I think that's just because YouTube has grown so big. Like that's a shit ton of people, 400K, you know?
Thanks, man. That's really kind. Congrats on 50K, by the way.
Yeah, thanks, man.
How long have you been going?
I actually recently just checked, and it's been basically 1 year so far.
That's really good for your first year. It took me like 2 years to hit 10K.
Yeah. But to be fair, it's like I get the audio from a podcast and I just do visuals, so it's much easier to, and I post almost daily, and that's a big difference, you know.
Yeah, still, it's good work. Do you ever worry about that though? Do you ever worry about like getting a message from the cum lawyer and he's like, "Sorry, we gotta."
I don't, because I think he said at one point that he does Nick, he doesn't believe in copyright, and also other people have been stealing it for a long time, and they know people steal it.
I think it's a good, like I play video games, you know, so it's the exact same thing.
Yeah. I think like, I guess, yeah. I try to now at least make it so because I can't, at first I just did clips of the podcast and like put a single image, but now I'm trying to like make it a bit more like customized. Yeah,
no, you do a great job of sort of making it into your own thing and making it funnier with visuals, which is exactly what people want. And I'm sure Cumtown, if they have seen it, they'd probably appreciate it. I think it's like mutually beneficial. It gets their content out to more people. So
yeah, the reason I know about them is because I was recommended a Cumtown clip by another channel, and that's why I subscribe to their Patreon now, because that's how I discovered them, just through other people stealing it.
They're just, I think the biggest thing about them is they're just funny. Like, you can't fake that.
Also, it's rare that there's a podcast where there's 3 people and they're funny, which is weird. You would think there's more of that, but I guess it's rare. And I think it works, especially since they're friends. So it's like they're just hanging out and chilling.
Yeah, I think for a lot of people, like the topic is important. It has to be something that matters to them or something interesting. But for me, I just want something funny. I just want to laugh, and it's hard to find. Yeah, it's hard to find that naturally, I reckon.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any podcast that I've heard that's really funny, more so than just like most podcasts I hear, it's just people talking normally, which makes sense because it's kind of hard to be funny for a long time.
Definitely. I think like the funniest one of all time is probably I think it's the second Joe Rogan with Alex Jones.
Oh.
If you've seen that.
Is that the 9/11 episode where it's episode 9/11?
Possibly. It may have been mentioned. I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, like the episode itself is not like number episode 9/11.
I didn't. That's really funny. It's not funny, but you know what I mean.
It is funny.
No, I think it's like 1,100, something like that.
Okay, probably not then.
The one he's wearing a NASA shirt. It goes for like 4 hours. It's so good.
Nice.
It's the greatest. Like, I think if you just like slightly encourage Alex and just let him go, and he's got so much like cokey energy. He just goes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I get surprised when people aren't at least a little, I don't know, like life is so miserable. It's like you kind of have to have a little bit of something, you know?
Yes. Yeah, no, definitely. I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand it. I kind of hate it. I kind of hate the politics behind that stuff. And, it's been argued about endlessly. And, on the other end, people say like, comedy's dead and, you can't make fun of anything anymore. And, at the same sense, like comedy's always evolving and I think if you want to be funny and you want to compete, you have to evolve too, and you also have to invent, you know?
Yeah, and it's also like you can do that. You're just choosing not to. You know, if you live in a first world country, you can do that. You could do whatever you want. You're just choosing not to because you're afraid of whatever backlash from people that you shouldn't even care about. You know, it's
exactly. It's like a weird kind of stubborn narcissism as well. Like they just assume that they're incredibly funny, and I don't know. It's bizarre. It's sad. But I don't know. It would be a magical place if everyone just ignored everything anybody said and it had no weight or significance. That would be beautiful as well. So I don't know.
So when you started your YouTube channel, did you already know how to edit?
Yeah, like I'd been doing it for a few years, but the thing that I didn't know how to do was be funny.
Right.
No, I mean, I didn't know what people wanted. I hadn't been refined by criticism, and I think like a big part of like doing anything to a larger audience is that you have to sort of know what the market wants. You have to be in sync, and I was sort of just in my own little world, you know. And when I sort of started watching these other bigger channels instead of the, really niche shit that I was watching at the time, I don't know. I think I was watching like Yogscast or like, and they're great, don't get me wrong, but you need to sort of have a hook in what's popular in order to catch on, or at the same time just be really intelligent and funny, and then you'll just blow up naturally. Sadly, I wasn't that one, but
yeah, I think
we did okay.
You need to like create a story, like a mini story of some sort, so that there's a reason to click on. I almost view videos as like presents, and they're like the packaging, the wrapping paper is like the title and the thumbnail, and that influences how you watch the video. Like if you open a video that has a really good thumbnail and title. Then it makes you more interested in what is in the video, even if the content itself isn't that great. But yeah, I don't even know what people want, but I think I'm able. The reason I think my channel has been doing so well recently is because I'm able to just see the funny parts of it's. I'm able to be detached from Cumtown because I'm not Cumtown, so. I just I'm basically a consumer that just like, oh, that's funny, and then find a good title and nail that kind of represents what it is.
And you deliver as well. Like a lot of people do clickbait and then they don't deliver. Like I sort of have that problem. Yeah. Where like I'll make a title thumbnail that represents the content, and then no one will click on it, and I'll be like, oh shit, okay. I'll change the title and thumbnail, and then like, views will go up, but the likes and dislikes will start to kind of balance out in a bad way. So
yeah. Have you ever made a video where it did horrible or where people really didn't like it?
What do you mean? Like just
like
absolutely shit, like no views, or,
like a shit ton
disliked.
A shit ton of dislikes, and just people like commenting they don't like it,
Not in years. I did super secret. I did have a vlog from E3, and this is what I meant. This is what I was hinting at when I was saying like refined by criticism. I think like criticism is great. A lot of people like I go to these fucking YouTube like parties or these meetings in Melbourne, and some of the people there, like, they're just starting, and good on them, but they ask questions like, can I just turn off comments, or like, how do I just disable all the critical comments? I don't want to see them. It's like, but they'll help you grow. It's so important to listen to them. But yeah, I had this video that was like a day or a vlog from E3, and it was just me being a fucking idiot, and I cut it in a weird way. And yeah, that got some pretty heavy dislikes. So I just unlisted it.
Would you ever make like real life content like that again, and try to do it different? Maybe.
I don't know. I think part of my character arc, my growth has been. I'm quite a lot more self-conscious than I used to be. I was very vain, and that helped to like start, because I think it's important to have some confidence when you want to get your face out there. But I don't know. I don't know if people would be interested in it, and that's I think the most important question. Would people want to see that stuff? If so, yeah. I've also put on a bit of weight in quarantine, so like to lose that.
Yeah, same.
But it happens. It's fine as long as you work on it. I weighed myself the other day. I'm not going to tell you the number, but that was alarming. That was like, okay,
yeah,
it's time.
I have like a cutoff where, like, if I hit a number, like if I hit one, like 180 is like a warning, and then 190 is like stop.
Let me just convert that to kilos. Hang
then
on. 200
is like stop. 200 is like do not eat. But I've never hit 190 or 200. Right now I'm like 170.
Well, I'm significantly more than any of those numbers, but I'm also 6'5", so maybe that's
you're tall.
Maybe that's a factor.
I'm 6'2".
Right. Okay. So that's probably still pretty slim. Yeah. Well, now hearing this, you have motivated me, Theo. Thank you. I shall do everything I can to lose some weight.
I think it's
starve myself.
Yeah, it's mostly just starving yourself, and and I don't know. I wouldn't put too much pressure on it, but I don't give a fuck. I don't think anyone does.
That's good. That's a sensible way to look at it. It's a healthy way to look at it. I think, moving as well, like leaving my house, that'd be a good, important factor I should probably consider.
Yeah.
Getting out there and
like I have
getting some sunlight.
I started putting a checklist, like I have a checklist paper on my wall, like it's for video or like whenever I do something every day. And I recently put outside as a check button. So like just going outside is a accomplishment now. And so I'm trying to go on walks.
So what is the situation in LA right now? Are you still in lockdown? Like what's happening?
It might as well be. Basically, we have all the vaccines, but even if you're fully vaccinated, you still all the businesses and everything, you still have to wear a mask.
Right.
But I think things are opening back up, which is cool. Like actually I'm going to go to Six Flags this Wednesday for a person's birthday, but I think what they do is like they have certain time sections, so you like plan, and then so they probably just have less people at the parks. But what's
Six Flags? Is that like a children's birthday party place? You're going to like a 12-year-old party? It's
like I forgot. It's roller coasters and
that's fun.
Do you actually not know? I guess Australia doesn't. No. That's funny. It's just that
we don't have things. We don't have entertainment here.
It's big ass roller coasters. It's pretty cool actually. There's like flames that fire at you while you go upside down in roller coasters. So it's a really big theme park.
Sounds a little hazardous, but adds to the fun.
Yeah, like you could feel the flavor, feel the warmth of the flame. It was called the X2 is what it was called. But
can you drink there? Like, do they serve alcohol? Can you?
The last time I went was probably when I was 15, so I wouldn't know. But I was thinking that, and I was thinking maybe you wouldn't want to because you're going upside down, and I feel like that wouldn't mix.
There'd be some vomiting.
Yeah.
You could have like all the different components of a cocktail and then take a roller coaster and it'll mix in your stomach. And then when you vomit it up, this is getting a little bloated, but when you vomit it up, you could, then taste the nice cocktail and then swallow it.
That's true. And you get a new flavor because it would mix with your stomach acid as well.
Yeah. Bile cocktail. It's,
Yeah, I would like that.
No, I don't think any sane human being would.
Have you ever?
Something I wanted to talk about because I feel like I feel guilty like doing a podcast and in the shadow of this great one of Great Cumtown, and I wanted to kind of talk about Nick Mullen's various mental disorders. I feel like that would be interesting. That could be like a good title for the video.
I'm going to title it Chatting with, how do you say it? Wilburgur?
Wilburgur. That's it. Wilburger. It's just spelled badly.
Wilburgur. I don't know why he said it like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's a terrible name.
Is there a reason for the name?
I don't know. I just thought it sounded funny when I was like a teenager.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And now that I'm older, it sounds stupid.
No, it's cool.
But it's done well for me so far. I don't think anyone really cares about the name.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Yeah. Yeah. So what do you think? What do you think? Like, give me a psychoanalysis. And just so people know, I'm a YouTube Let's player, and you're. I actually don't know what you do. I should probably get into this before.
Edit Cumtown clips, so I just listen to their podcast.
Cumtown clips.
I'm not even affiliated with them.
Do you have another job or another?
No, I don't. I just have this, and then so I'm able to make a living off of this for a little bit.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
You're official. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but I am concerned about the stability of it, so I'm constantly like trying to find ways. That's why I have like 24/7 live streams, because those do well for monetization. But yeah,
I think you'll be okay. I think you'll be okay with Cumtown, but just there'll be a fine balance. Like, be aware the more you grow. They probably already have seen your stuff, but they'll be watching, making sure you're not like if you upload like a whole podcast, that might be a problem.
Steal everything. I know it's bad, but I don't care because I see other people do it, and I just think I could do it better. I could steal it better.
Right.
So I steal it all, and I do upload on full episodes on other channels. To interrupt you. Yeah, you should be okay. A beautiful rainbow has just bloomed in the sky. Oh, it's a nice kind of gay vibe. Yeah. That's good.
Nice kind of gay vibe for our chat. It is. It's a good sign, a good gay sign. Yeah, so like, is Nick, he's probably a little bipolar. What do you think?
I think, I don't know. I think it's kind of hard to tell because he's just, he's had a whole life, and the podcast is just one part. But I think
very sensible answer.
He's probably, he obviously probably has some problems like with depression and like shit like that. But and I don't know. He's like a reasonable, but also sometimes he's kind of pessimistic. But he might rightfully be so.
I think it becomes like a problem when it interferes with your ability to get through life,
Yeah.
But just like listening to your video, Nick's mental break.
Yeah. That was like my second video.
It's a great vid. He sort of highlights how sometimes he doesn't see people, or he sleeps all day, or he's unable to do work. And that's when it becomes like, okay, this might be a sign of a greater issue.
He definitely has a way more than just a normal, like, I guess, mental illness person would have. I think like he
oh my God.
I think he has, a bit more intense, but maybe he has more of an intense life too. I think a lot of how you grow. He started doing like drinking when he was like a kid, so I think that has a major. Like, I don't think they understand how big of an impact that probably had. Like, if you drink that young, you start unstable. I haven't done drugs like until I was in college, so I think that helped a lot with like stability.
I think, again, as well, you're an editor and I'm a Let's player. This is just our opinion, just thoughts. But it's interesting to talk about. It's interesting to think about, like, where his headspace might be. That sort of stuff, I don't know. It's probably difficult, even for like a doctor, to make a diagnosis on like a major issue, because you have to have these symptoms for like a long period of time, like months. And it seems like he's able to function. Like, he has like a bad period and then he's able to function. So I don't know. What about ADHD? Do we think that's probably an easier one to say?
I don't know. I don't even know. Actually, I had a therapist and a psychiatrist, and they both thought I had or I guess the autism is an ADHD, but they both thought I had autism. So I went to a guy that tests for autism, and he's like, I have no reason to believe that you have autism. But so it's kind of like, well, what's up with that? You know, I feel like they're these people.
I shouldn't be laughing. It's
It
pretty
is
funny.
It's like they've been treating me for what, a year and a half, and they both said that they have high reason to believe that I do have some sort of that.
You're definitely retarded.
They basically said that.
I don't think you are.
And then
you're probably just calm.
I think I was just.
I mean, for my,
I was just like, because the first time I talked to a psychiatrist or therapist, like the first time opening up was the first time I went to a psychiatric hospital and jail. So it's like, well, yeah, I have trust issues talking to people because I know you could send me to jail. It's possible. So it's like they have that control. They're basically the police. So I'm very restrictive with like what I say to them because it's like they could fuck up your life real quick.
Of course. That's very, very sensible. And I hope you don't mind saying this stuff. It is very interesting. And I don't want to, I don't want to.
No, I'm not a
try and.
I'm completely open with talking about whatever,
I remember when I was, I think I was 3 or 4 years old in kindergarten, and the teacher pulled in my parents after school. And they're like, I think there might be something wrong with Will. Because what I would do is I would just like stare up out the window and not pay attention to class at all. I wasn't interested whatsoever. And I thought, maybe he's a little slow or a little retarded or something. And they took me to doctors and like, no, he's fine. But later I would learn that that's apparently an attention problem. So I think, I don't know if I was born that way or I used to just watch a lot of TV.
Did you
or maybe that's
care about what was in class, or was it just you drifted off even when you did care about what was being said?
Bit of both. I think all of it. I just probably wasn't interested. And that's the thing. Like it's, it could be like a behavior problem. It's one of those things that's difficult to diagnose because I was able to function. I did fine at school, but you do wonder like, with a injection up the arse of Ritalin or something, maybe I'd be some kind of savant level genius, Rain Man.
Yeah, that shit's, I don't trust any one person that tries to, like any psychiatrist or anyone that gives kids drugs, unless it's like unless it's severe,
Of course. Yeah. That's obviously the reason why these things, didn't happen, and probably for the best. But it's funny. It's funny to talk about, and it's funny to think.
Yeah. Like when I was walking to school, I looked down at the sidewalk a lot, and everyone thought I was like depressed. And I don't know. It's just like I'm looking where I'm stepping so I don't trip and die. This isn't even a big deal. It's just, sorry, I don't look ahead. This is why you guys trip and I don't. But I had to think about that. Yeah.
That's very, 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 very sensible. That's the thing. People worry too much about how other people are or what they're doing. Who gives a shit? Who cares? Something I was thinking the other day. I was eating chocolate, My brain started whirring, and I was wondering, like, if this comes from one plant, this comes from a cocoa bean, like, imagine this, bear with me here. Imagine like on other planets, on some kind of other alien planet, there probably wouldn't be chocolate. It wouldn't exist. And think about how amazing chocolate is and what it's done for people and for the culinary profession.
Yeah, chocolate's
and then I sort of
good.
Yes, it is good. And I just think like it's probably rare. And if we were in some kind of sci-fi reality, it would be like a huge export. It would be like, spice melange export. And then I started thinking, wait, what about drugs? Because marijuana comes from a plant. Cocaine comes from the leaf of a plant. I was wondering, on like another planet, Maybe there's drugs that, make your penis 10 times bigger.
So you're saying, like, if we explored and found, what are you saying?
I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know. I think I think it'd be just interesting to wonder what kind of like other food there would be or other drugs.
Yeah, it would be
Crazy.
cool. Like, it would be cool if there's some undiscovered like thing that there was maybe in the sea that we haven't discovered yet.
But there's gotta be on another planet. I don't know. Yeah, in the sea, probably unlikely. Maybe.
Yeah, because the sea,
something.
I think the sea hasn't it's surprisingly undiscovered a lot of it because it's so hard to traverse.
Yeah. I think but it's predictable because the environment is known to us. Like we know at a certain depth, there's a certain pressure, and we know what kind of organisms can exist in that environment. Yeah, and they'd be like flat and they'd look ugly like those blobfish. I don't know if you've seen.
Yeah, with the big teeth.
Yes. I just because of I'm blaming the attention problems. I shouldn't. I probably just never really learned. But I really struggled with reading in school. Like I'm fine with vocabulary and words and literacy in general. But I struggled, I'd read a paragraph and look up to the sky. But I started reading not too long ago, a few years ago, because I found a book that I liked. And now I'm really into sci-fi books.
That's cool.
So it's good fun. It's sort of fun to think about, fun to come up with ridiculous scenarios that have no meaning or no purpose.
Yeah, I read really slow as a kid too, and I still read really slow, but I don't know, I started reading again too, and yeah, some nonfiction books I got really into when I was in high school, where it was about prison, and they did experiments on these people in prison. It was a 5-book series. I think it was called Escape the Furnace series. It was pretty cool.
Damn. That sounds intense. Like biographies? Did you like that?
I actually have never read a biography, but I probably should.
Yeah, for nonfiction, they're definitely very interesting.
Actually, yeah, I haven't read. Yeah, I should, because I was thinking the other day, a lot of people read biographies, and it's probably really useful to know. So biographies are another person talking about another person's life, right? And then auto is themselves.
Yeah, I mean either. I think I've only read mainly autobiographies anyway.
Yeah, I read autobiography recently called Man's Search for Meaning. And that one's by Viktor E. Frankl, I think. And he's he's a Holocaust guy, or he was a Holocaust victim, but he was also a psychiatrist. He was a psychiatrist, I think. And so he had a really good perspective on even in the worst of times, of how you could find a purpose in life or a meaning in life, and that it's not necessarily just one thing, but it changes throughout. It's different every day for every person. And so there's multiple ways. It's just such a dense book. I'm not smart enough to compact it, but it has a lot of really cool stuff.
That sounds very interesting. I think I've heard of it before. Definitely the name.
Yeah, it's a pretty big book. It's I think they said 15 million copies or something.
What'd you say? Search for Meaning?
Man's Search for Meaning.
I swear I've heard of that before. I think it's really famous.
Yeah.
I'll give it a read.
Yeah, it
sounds joyous. Do you go from that, you listen to Cumtown edits and Cumtown clips, and then go to Man's Search for Meaning?
Yeah, I do that basically.
You edit Nick talking about Regis Philbin or doing his impression of Andrew Cuomo.
Yeah, and then, read 12 Rules for Life and then watch people calling each other gay.
I was in prison in Nazi Germany. Yeah. Oh. But that does sound amazing. Yeah, it depends. You're definitely interested in war and history. I just got a book. I've been reading a bit about Caesar, and obviously it's all biographical. There's no autobiographical stuff, but now I want to go on to Alexander the Great, and I got the what is it called? The Aryan, the indica and the anus. I don't know. I don't remember what it's called, but I'm going to give that a crack. Learn about how to conquer civilizations,
Nice.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Yeah. So for
Yeah.
talk about conquering and power and money. For your YouTube channel, when did you get monetized? Was it really early on, or?
Yes, it was. It was very early. It was actually before they started having rules about monetization and thresholds. So I was monetized way back in, I think, 2013 or 14, when I had like, a couple of hundred subs and like no views. So yeah, very, very early. I've had trouble. There was a hurdle, I think, about when I started 2017 was when the adpocalypse happened, which was kind of like YouTube responding to, or advertisers rather, responding to the varying content on YouTube.
Right.
And the censoring of it all. And lucky I was still pretty small when that happened, so I sort of didn't get affected too much, but I got the ripple effect of that when I started to grow. And, I had a few things age restricted, and I just basically had to cut out all my swearing and censor myself a lot, which I really hate. That's one thing that really bothers me, I think, especially like talking, like I get it censoring a little bit, even anything like movies, nothing should be censored. Honestly, It's gross. I think it's disgusting. Really bothers me a lot.
It is pretty messed up because it's like some people curse it just naturally, and it forces people. I mean, people get all. It's like, yeah, you can curse, but you won't be monetized. And if you want to be a YouTuber for a long time and put all your effort into it and want to make money off of it, then it makes sense that you want to be monetized. And even if you want to just curse, because limited ads are like they're basically no ads. It's like almost like a 10% of what you would get off of on ads.
I think less. It's like, it's pretty much zero. Like when they say that, it's just like legalese that they use to say that we haven't demonetized you.
Yeah.
But really, I'm pretty sure they have. It's pretty sad. I think demonetization is quite final though. Like it's hard, you have to reapply for monetization at that point, whilst like limited ads, you can change your content and then get further monetization from there, I think.
Yeah. Probably the last time I had a monetization on was, I think 5 months ago or something like that.
Damn.
Like it's like all yellow or red because the music I use or Come Town uses is just red.
Okay. But like copyright.
Yeah. But I guess that makes sense. But like, I don't know. It's just, I feel like they compromise. They didn't, I don't know what YouTube was really thinking because they have a monopoly over it and they could kind of do what they want. But I guess they're saying to appease advertisers, but I feel like you could flex your arm in this market to just be the ones that you're able to say anything.
I think it's the exact opposite. Because they have a monopoly, they can treat creators this way and they can appeal to advertisers because advertisers are the ones bringing in the money. So they need, to make money from them. And the truth is that YouTube, I'm not sure if you're aware, sort of struggles with profit. They don't actually make a lot of money. So I think they would argue it's important for them to,
I guess that makes sense. That's true.
Please the advertisers. But I disagree. I think it's a bad long-term strategy. I think it would be a better long-term strategy to please the creators, because inevitably they'll go to Twitch, or I guess there really isn't anything else they can go to. So it's sad. It is sad.
I was thinking Spotify or even Pornhub,
maybe
should make like an offsite where they just copy YouTube, because like Instagram copied Snapchat and Snapchat didn't give a fuck.
Died, They won. I think it's the integration as well, like how Instagram was integrated through Facebook, and they just did everything better.
I guess it's just Snapchat really hard to have mass video and have it work.
Yep.
Yeah.
costs a lot of money for all those servers. Like, they recently introduced a new. Have you noticed that? I don't know how much YouTube you watch, but like it defaults to low resolution now, and it's hard to set it to 1080p or 2K. That. Have you noticed that? Definitely on the mobile app.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it's they're obviously trying to lower the bandwidth and squeeze some dollars, but the frustrating thing is when you put a lot of work into a high quality video and they do that, I think it probably shouldn't, in my opinion, affect channels that are getting views, at least like over like 100,000 views in a video or even 50,000. Like, surely those videos should be allowed to not be throttled. Like it
would make sense to have like a priority thing. More people watching one video, just have the better quality goes to those. And then the starting
they're the ones who are doing it for a living, and they're the ones that, keep the service alive, in my opinion. And it'd be like, imagine going to see like a new movie and they show it in like 480p, like in the theater. It'd just be it's fucked up.
It's basically what Cloverfield is.
Yes, yeah.
Have you seen that movie?
Yeah.
God,
there's something wrong
with the theater
with the film here. No. We decided that we would shoot this from a phone camera,
and it wasn't even just that. It was shaky, so I got like dizzy while watching it, and I hated the fucking movie. It was terrible, and it was like
it was like a bad movie as well.
Night. It was like the green filter, so it wasn't even color. It was just bad.
It's just like, because they did something first. And it wasn't even like, I'm pretty sure Blair Witch was like the first movie to do that kind of style first and do it well.
Yeah.
And then there's just 200 other movies that copy it and somehow still make money. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, it is pretty
funny.
That's
just the film industry. Yeah. It's just how things go. People keep predicting, the funniest one is Marvel movies. People keep predicting that superhero movies, we're going to get superhero fatigue. And it just never happens.
Yeah.
Like, did you see the Eternals trailer? It looks shit. It looks awful.
What is that?
New Marvel movie with like 20 leads. Like, how are you going to write dramatic, character-driven drama with like 10 leads? It's just not.
Yeah, they're probably just focusing on action and shit blowing up.
Either that or the trailer's a bad trailer, and it will focus on one or two leads, because you can't get people invested in 10 different characters. It'd be very difficult to do unless it's like Pulp Fiction, where it's more about the situation and the social commentary or something,
Yeah, I like Pulp Fiction a lot.
I love it. And like even then, Pulp Fiction is character driven. Like there'll be like a 40-minute scene where it's just 2 or 3 people POV. You know what I mean?
I like to have
the
part where the black guy is like raping ass, and then that he gets his dog and eats up the rapist dude after he gets raped.
Jesus. No, yeah, the whole movie's fucking
because he gets his dog to eat up the rapist, and it's pretty cool. And
I don't remember that.
Yeah, there was like a gimp.
I remember the gimp suits.
Yeah,
and the
is pretty cool. I like that movie. Yeah.
Oh, it's one of my favorites. Legendary. What's your favorite Tarantino?
I'm really bad at knowing like what are his movies. I don't know. I probably watched a lot.
So we have, I think in order we have the Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown, and then the middle gets a little hazy. And then I think there's like Inglourious Bastards, Django, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I think
there's another big movie I'm forgetting as well.
I think Reservoir Dogs was pretty awesome.
Kill Bill.
Oh yeah, that was cool too. But Reservoir Dogs.
They're all great. Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction are like the two that everyone sort of says are the best. But I loved, what's it called? Nazi Scalps. What's that movie?
Oh, where like
Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah, I like that too. Where you just that's a good one.
He does like the I don't know if you're a film fan, but have you ever watched like a Kubrick movie, like The Shining or Space Odyssey?
I saw the Shining.
You know how he does this dialogue tension where he'll like shoot really coldly with still shots, and then when the dialogue starts to tense up, he'll pull in. Like, okay, the meeting at the start where Jack Torrance is meeting the guy talking about the family that, you know, the dad that axed up his wife and daughters. And then they pull the camera in. You know what I'm talking about? It's a very specific reference.
No.
Okay. or like near the end where he's in the bathroom, the red bathroom with the Grady guy, and the dialogue tense ups and they pull in and you get like a close up. No?
I have the worst memory. So no.
That's all right. No, okay. Tarantino does that. I love that. He like that,
where like
in the
he
milk
gets
scene at the start.
like it starts zoomed out and then he gets real close to them.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I like
It's a beautiful way to
when they do that with their with the movies. Just I like when they get personal, like when they stay on the face and let the actor act.
Yeah, like you let the other, you don't do the A and B cut, which is like infamous of like fucking Star Wars or George Lucas shit, where they constantly cut reverse for the other person in the dialogue scene to talk. It's like amateur filmmaking.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, Tarantino and Kubrick specifically, they like hold on someone and you see the emotions play over them when like they're being hit with some important information or something's happening, and like you hear the reverse character say in the background the other lines, but you just hold. Beautiful way to do it, you know. I think a lot of movies have overcutting, just because that's what they're taught.
Yeah, that
like
pisses me off so
like,
much.
It's sad.
There's this one kids movie recently on Netflix where they have like it's all CG and there's a car scene and they're doing a road trip and then they go in a jump and in the middle of the jump they're like they stop the car, all the momentum of it, and then they put like some graphic over it trying to be funny, like doo-doo-doo-doo, and then play like funny music. But I was waiting for the car to like land and shit, and they didn't show that, and it pissed me off. Then they did that twice, and man, they just people just need to show shit. People needed like editors that need to know to just not cut and rather let things roll.
I think it's two things. It's about like your expression as an artist, which is very important, but then also knowing how your audience is feeling when they're watching your edit, when they're watching your movie. Like they're like the best filmmakers, people who know exactly, like Hitchcock talks about this shit all the time. Like he was like probably one of the best who was aware at how an audience is feeling and how to like put something relatable on camera and then manipulate it. And he knew exactly how people would feel watching their movies and how to fuck with them. They're I think the freaks, the absolute freaks.
Yeah, that's cool because I kind of get what you mean, because even with editing YouTube videos, I used to kind of fuck up where a lot of people listen to Come Town just at work or just to chill. And then I one time just wanted at the end to make a bunch of cars crash and shit. And like it was loud explosions and that scared people a lot, and not scared them, but like it was very abrupt and like just random out of the blue, and it's like no one wants that shit. You know.
It depends. I think that's pretty funny. You just need to set it up, or you need to, the contrast needs to be like hilarious. Like the crashing needs to be its own joke. Like if it's too abrasive, or if the clip's like really long, if it's a short clip, that I guess that would work a lot better as well. I don't know. Like it's all like, I think you do amazing work, man. I think your stuff is funny.
Thanks, man.
So yeah. I don't know. Again, like this is all nebulous. There's no like right or wrong answer. I think the best thing anyone can do is just, learn from the best and then create your own vision from there. Like once you have a good knowledge of how to do everything and, you seem to be technically a good editor already. Once you're there, then just work on what entertains you. And it seems like you do that
I noticed
quite
when
well.
when I have fun, or even when rarely like
Yep.
when I laugh during editing, and like it's
Yeah.
a lot of it is taking like what you think in your head and then actually doing it, and not doing just the boring like, okay, someone says this, so you show this. You could like
Of course.
show something better, but in a more creative way. But when you're editing, I was wondering, have you like had any changes over time, or for you, it's like mostly editing. Do you write? Do you have a script?
I do. I have like it's a mix of things because I want it to look like just like a normal playthrough. And again, like it sounds like ridiculous when I say that I do write them, because they are just dumb, like, playthroughs of games. But I like to try and mod the games a lot. And that's something where if you make it look natural, like a actual glitch that happened in the game or something that's not supposed to happen, like it just becomes funnier. It becomes better. Like as soon as like, otherwise it's ruined. There's no surprise. So I usually write out
like I
like
could
beats.
See you,
and then,
see that you write in your videos. It's not like it, because you have a good way of presenting things. I could never. Well, maybe I could if I tried, but I could never like present something like you do.
Anyone can. Thanks, man. Hopefully I've got some kind of voice, but I don't know. I think I'm always searching for that and I'm trying to find that. And yeah, again, they're just playthroughs of games. Maybe one day if I, made it, if I got a show deal or if I did an animation, then I could really work on that, making my own kind of unique thing. But for now, it's just, what makes you laugh? I think that's a really good gauge. Trying to make stuff that entertains you. And for that, I need to fucking break my games, dude.
For YouTube, is that your job, or do you have a separate job?
It is my job. It is my gig.
That's cool,
I'm
man.
Lucky. So like videos that are longer, you can put more ads in, so you get a bit more revenue.
Right.
Luckily, as you would know, but also I'm lucky to get some sponsorships as well. I work with NordVPN and with Crunchyroll. So
yeah, I noticed.
Yeah,
you had like how recent has that? Have you had sponsorships?
I've been offered them for years, but I've never wanted to do them because they sort of have like a, most of them have like a script or like a thing that they want you to do, and I don't like that. I don't like being told what to do. It's not an issue with authority. It's more so just like I don't know how to make that funny, or I don't know how to make that work. And as soon as like I met some guys that were like, yeah, just do whatever the fuck you want as long as you like, make the product look good or whatever. You can do what you want. And I'm very lucky. NordVPN more so than anybody. They're fantastic.
So they contacted you?
Yeah. Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah.
At like
that's
what?
Very cool.
Was it like around 100K or?
Recently, I think around like 300K.
Okay.
Around that. Yeah. But I've gotten like Raid Shadow Legends is one I still get offered, but I don't know. That could be funny, I guess.
Yeah, just fucking
that's
overdo it and just you could do whatever. I mean, you do whatever you want, but yeah, you can make anything funny, especially since it's like you said, a meme kind of already.
Yeah, another one. I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about it, but it didn't really work out. But mine in the future is G Fuel. Like they contacted me, but we're still talking about that. I don't know if that'll happen, but
that'd be cool.
That would be cool because they'll send me all sorts of caffeine shit so I can. Yeah,
that's like a Teen Dream sponsorship.
Yeah. Yes. No, it's wonderful.
As a kid,
I can just drink all that all day and have a heart attack.
As a kid, I used to want to like work for or edit for a FaZe Clan
Monster
and like Optic. So I like entered editing contests and shit.
That's like the teenage boys kind
that
of
is
dream.
Exactly
like living in like one of those YouTube houses and editing for them.
That's what my dream was. And I think doing that, what I accidentally learned how to edit. So that was kind of cool.
No, that's good. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen any of those edits. I'm going to have to look that up. Do you have another channel where you upload like gaming clips?
I think I just unlisted all of them. Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Well.
They weren't really that good. But I did learn like about tracking and like masking and just basic stuff for After Effects, which really helps.
Do you do rotoscoping?
No, I just do. I think I just do
Like
basic
PNGs and
masking, animate the mask, which I guess is rotoscoping. But I don't have it where I have the After Effects automatically do it for me because I don't have much reason. What I try to do is like try to make it at least somewhat highly edited, but I have to make it so I could do it every day, so it can't be too much.
Yes. That's such a smart idea. That's exactly where I should be thinking, but I don't. I'm an idiot.
No, it makes sense for you.
But it's how you grow.
Yeah.
Uploading every day is how you grow.
That's true.
And I used to do that when I was growing more than I am now. So I need to really think about that. I'm going to figure that out for sure.
It is different for you though, because for me, I don't know if I would be able to talk every day, but I'm able to edit people who do talk every day and are consistently funny. And that's like the skeleton. Right. And then I just have to add the visuals to what they are saying. So I guess if you could detach but it's hard to detach yourself from yourself when you have to record. But maybe I think
I don't like me talking. Like the more and more I make videos, the more and more I dislike my own personality injected into it. But I love editing. Like I would love to just like make a movie one day. I don't want to fucking be in it. I don't want my voice to be in it. I just want to edit or direct a movie. Like that's my dream.
I get what you mean. That's my dream too. Like I feel like that's a lot of people's dream, wanting to make a movie. I feel like that is almost
the unattainable, the impossible.
That is almost the ultimate art form in my eyes. Yeah. Because it's like a combination of video, music, people, like audio, and it's like everything combined.
Yeah. Who's the best modern filmmaker?
I'm terrible with knowing people. I do like what's this movie? It's called Memento.
Oh yeah, Nolan. So everyone says Nolan. That's a very good answer.
I like that.
But Tenet was a little bit weak. Did you like Tenet?
I didn't watch Tenet. Because it looked...
Well, there you go.
Because you could tell it was weak. Like, just from the marketing, it looked like, I don't think I'm going to like that movie.
It's still wonderful. Like, I think Nolan is still a great filmmaker. And it's hard to, like, analyze what didn't work about it. Because there are some great... One of the things, without spoiling anything, in case you do want to watch it, one of the things that's really unique, which I'd never seen before, was the actual, like... character arcs were inverted. Like I think it started where, he had everything or he lost something right at the start and then he gained it and then he started at the beginning, right at the end of the movie. But that kind of plays into the whole inversion thing that he was trying to do. But
it's kind of like Memento.
Yeah, exactly. Like Memento is kind of a clever way to do it.
Yeah.
With a payoff. Like this didn't have a traditional payoff.
Oh, okay.
And I think like the way arcs are structured, are for reasons like, you can't mess with that. But I think like as an artist, to an attempt to do that is very new. And I think that, yeah,
it's good to try stuff even if it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Because it still brings out new things to where other people see it and then they could do it better,
Yeah, I mean, is that not the definition of an artist, to invent? And I think I think he definitely did in some way, but no, it was messy, it had problems. Yeah. I won't spoil it. You should give it a watch if you get really drunk one night and have nothing else better to do.
Yeah, that's probably good. I wish I liked alcohol. I do like it, but it's just not as much as I would think because it just doesn't last long enough,
That's good. I wish I didn't like alcohol. I think that's probably a good thing. I think that's sensible.
Yeah, but when I did shots, that was kind of cool. But it's just I don't like the taste so much to where it's just it doesn't taste good, you know.
You're like fucking Legolas in Lord of the Rings. I feel a slight tingling. My fingers.
So you said you had a podcast?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Drink some gasoline and see.
It's probably good. Yeah, that I don't.
Yeah, you'll be right. What was the question?
You had a
sorry?
podcast?
Oh, yeah. I'm lucky to be part of this D&D podcast. I don't do anything, like I don't edit it or write it or anything, but I just kind of jump in and act like an idiot, like I am today. And yeah,
do you own
it's
it?
Fun. It's fun. It's like sorry.
Do you own it? Like, do you?
I don't know. I think I am like a part owner, but I don't really do anything, so I don't really like to say that I own it. But yeah, I think I am. I say that in case one day, it blows up, and then I can be like, hey, well, I am part owner. I'm gonna need 20% of that rev. But yeah, no, it's like it's a great way to work on improv as well, like forcing yourself in a situation and having to be funny or to talk is good. It's good to have to force yourself in those situations. It's important, I think.
Yeah, I don't even understand what D&D is. Is it just like role play?
Yeah, it's basically like a bunch of nerds role playing. Like, remember when you were like 4 years old and you pretended to be like in Harry Potter or something? It's like that. Bunch of man children, roll some dice and pretend to be in a fantasy world.
That's cool.
It is cool, especially like they all take it seriously, and I'm kind of the arsehole. I come in and be an idiot and fuck around. Like I play as like a 3-foot chicken who's like a drunk,
nice
scumbag. He's a kleptomaniac. He just steals everything. So yeah, it's pretty fun. Good fun.
So I noticed.
But yeah, thanks for.
I know we'll probably just end the podcast soon, but I just wanted to ask you about your uploads. I think you've been doing it weekly recently, but there was like a gap, I guess. And I just want to ask you about that.
Oh, this always happens because I need my creative energy to come back. And like this is where you see through the cracks that I'm not really that brilliant. I'm not really that. It's very hard for me to like come up with ideas or have the energy to record these marathon videos. So yeah, I don't know. Like I moved as well. Like I moved to a new apartment for the recent break. So yeah, I had to do that. But when I do these big, like there was a video, Khajiit's Bizarre Adventure, and that was 9 months ago. So it's a long time. Mm-hmm. But when I do videos like that, I do animations, and they're usually like a minute or a minute 30 long. But every time I do one of those, I sort of die inside. I lose like a bit of my soul, and I feel like I aged about 20 years. So
that makes sense.
It's hard. It's hard to do.
I get what you mean. Yeah, I recently have had like I skip a couple days because I get burnt out a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just bad at time management. Like I think I need to find something that I can just do easily, or just like a big part of it is just like having fun in a recording, because if you have fun in a recording, it becomes easy to edit. You know? But like sometimes everything I shoot will be, shoot this scene, then shoot this scene, then shoot this scene. And then like I do pickups and I end up replacing half the video with something that came to me when I was editing. So I don't know. It's like I put in too much effort into something that shouldn't, because they are just playthroughs. So yeah, it's a good question, because I'm at that point right now where I'm trying to figure out how to do other stuff, and I think I'm waiting for a new game. I think that's the answer.
Yeah, I get what you mean. It does make sense that you want to put effort into it, because it sounds like it's your main thing, right? That you do. So it's like, it's your life. So you take it serious, even if it is a let's play.
Yes. Yeah. And again, like it's silly. It's silly to think that way, I think, because they are just playthroughs. So I need to just relax. I need to find another game that's just fucking fun, man. That's what I want. I want like Breath of the Wild 2 or Starfield, I think is going to get announced like next weekend. So Yeah, stuff to look forward to for sure.
Yeah, man. Well, it was good having you on the podcast, man.
Thank you so much. I hope this has been somewhat interesting.
It was. It was
for some people.
It was fun talking
It's
to you.
good to just. It was fun. It's lovely to meet you. Lovely to say congrats for 50K and congratulate you in person for the stuff that you do, the amazing edits you make.
Yeah, man. And if you ever come to LA, we should hang out. And
I would love that. I would love that. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon.
But sometime.
We'll come to. Well, I was going to say, Cumtown was supposed to come to Melbourne and do a show here, but of course it got cancelled.
Yeah, I always wanted to go to Australia. Doesn't it cost like $3,000 to? I guess it's probably because it's far. But what part are you?
It probably cost me the same amount to come to LA.
What part are you in?
Melbourne.
Okay,
Melbourne. So yeah. So I'm like 20 minutes from the city. So if you go to the city, it's all pretty close by.
All right.
But maybe E3 like 2022 or 23, I could come say hey.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Do you play games at all?
I do. I kind of stopped though, but
yeah,
I
started dating girls and
No, I wish
that kind of thing.
Actually, one last question. Do you have a girlfriend?
Yeah. Yes, yeah. I do not. Not at the moment. No.
That's cool. I don't either, so don't feel bad.
Well, yeah. Well, we'll come to Melbourne and we can have gay sex.
Yeah,
Perfect.
That's great.
That was a joke.
Oh,
that's great. That was a joke. I feel like I don't know, like the Cumtown thing. They always joke about
I get
it,
what you mean.
But we are just meeting, so it's a bit of a weird thing to say.
I get what you mean. I feel like we're pretty in tune because we both watch Cumtown, so we have similar sense of humor.
It's good to just like talk about some serious topics as well. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know how. I thought you'd be like. I just assumed you'd be like psychotic, like Nick Mullen on meth or something. But you seem like you have a head on your shoulders. So there you go.
Thanks, man.
Congrats.
You too.
No worries. And yeah, thanks for having me. And hopefully we can do this again sometime.
Yeah. All right. Well.
Okay. Thanks, bro. See you later.
You.
See you.